Welcome back to the Shit Show, everybody. I had a couple people ask me last night to look into Pelzer, South Carolina, and so I did. And what I found was Flowergate 2025. Now, let me first say that I don't know that the mayor has done anything wrong in this case. It doesn't appear that he has. It appears that he is acting within his authority, albeit without any supervision, because you don't have a town clerk, and albeit without the approval of the town council because he didn't present it to them. But I don't think he was required to, and they remedied that situation this week by requiring unanimously in a specially called meeting to make sure that the mayor cannot spend one penny outside of salaries, etc., without the full approval of the town council. So the whole hullabaloo comes in because of the mayor's beautification project, the beautification of Pelzer, South Carolina, population about 1,400 people, Flowergate 2025. So apparently the mayor saw some areas of land that were getting overgrown, which happens in the South. Weeds, vines, all kinds of things will creep in when you don't want them there. And he knew that Pelzer didn't have the staff to cut those back and to keep and maintain that property. They don't have anybody that cuts grass regularly around there. So he decided, hey, you know what'll work there? Wildflowers. That's what'll work there. I'll just plant some wildflowers and then you won't have to cut those back because they're pretty. They're wildflowers. The problem is that he spent between $30,000 and $40,000 on these wildflowers, and there might have been some tree cutting down, the dead trees or something in there too. I'm not really sure if those were part of this $30,000 to $40,000. Either way, that's some expensive ass flower seed, and I need to know where you got it. He said he got it from Amazon, but I'm looking at Amazon and I don't see anything that cost thousands of dollars. Or maybe he papered the entire town with wildflowers, because at 1,400 people, how big could it be? But I don't think anybody had a problem with it, honestly, until vandals came in last week and mowed all of these beautiful wildflowers down. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but the irony of that. Anyway, about 24 people showed up to help him clean up the mowed down wildflowers. And I think that's whenever they got the clue that he had spent this much money on these wildflowers. And then they became pissed because there's a lot of other stuff that needs working on in Pelzer. They're supposed to be revitalizing some 100-plus-year-old building, and it was supposed to start in the summer. And I don't see where that's been started. Instead, he's spending the money on wildflowers. So the town is upset because he's spending the money on the flowers instead of the things that actually need to be fixed. And the town council came in and remedied that situation by taking away his ability to spend any money whatsoever. And the mayor has announced that he's not running for re-election. He said, you guys can take this thankless job and the whole $185 a month that it pays as net money in my pocket and shove it. And honestly, I don't blame him. But where'd you get them flowers, sir?